Hey there, friends. Welcome to Real Estate Genius, another quarantine edition coming your way. I'm Terry. I'm excited. I am happy. This is the quarantine edition of Real Estate Genius, where we make you a genius about the Indianapolis real estate market. It's not that I'm a genius. It's that I'm empowering you with information so that you, my friends, can be a real estate genius in the local housing market. How you doing? How's everything? Hope you're doing well. Hope life is good. Hope you are enjoying all of this home time. The weather in central Indiana is getting a little bit better. Really rainy this week except for today, but at least the temps are climbing up to where we like to have them in the spring. So a couple of things as we get going here. You maybe saw in the description I talked about quarantine hair, and we're all dealing with it right now. I mean, let's just take a quick look at what I'm working with here. I've got some length. My buddy Kevin Fertig on Instagram today pointed out that I need a haircut really bad, and he's not wrong. Like, I can just spike this out like crazy. This is crazy. Like, I can kind of look like Wolverine or something. It's just getting nuts. Have you guys, because I think salons and barbershops have opened back up in Indiana. Have you guys been out to get your hair fixed from the quarantine or not? Never did a home haircut, decided instead we're just going to let it go and see what happens. This is what happens. Luckily, my cousin who cuts my hair is coming over tonight, and we should have this mop kind of cleaned up. It's pretty bad. Like, I've got the Jim Halpert a little bit where I can pull it out and it comes around the ears, the Jim Halpert vibe. Anybody? Office? No? Anyway, hope your hair is on point. Hope it's healthy, and I hope you can get your normal hair happening very soon. But want you guys to continue as the state reopens, continue to stay safe. Are we still doing masks? We are still doing masks. It's a good thing still to do masks still when you go out in public. A couple of masked people here. That's not the correct way to wear your mask. So that's wrong. This, I don't know if this is helpful or not. It's a pet cone. I guess if you can't find other masks, maybe, that's how it goes. You just do that instead. We also, this is people have these giant water jugs on their head as masks, and I'm assuming that's pretty effective. But how great is this? And you know what's funny? When I did a quick Google search to say, like, that said strange, odd face masks just for your enjoyment, there were a lot of these people with water jugs. This is one of many photos where you can find people cutting water jugs and putting them on their head. It's a little bit crazy. So anyway, there you go. I want to say hi to Mike. I want to say hi to Ryan. I want to say hi to Mrs. Wagoner. She's supposed to be working right now, so I don't know what she's doing, but that's okay. And I want to say hi to my son and my nephew who are right over there. Work from home life. Am I right? That's how it goes. Anyway, I want to get to the Indianapolis housing market stats. We've been waiting for these things to come out because we wanted to know, how is quarantine statistically affecting the housing market? I can tell you anecdotally, my own experience, we've had it slowing down a little bit, but there's still been a lot of buyers and sellers still out wanting to see homes, being active, trying to be as safe as possible, but at the same time, people still need to find homes, right? So this last month hasn't been a typical spring market. It's been a little bit slower, and the question was going to be, when we look at the stats, do they corroborate that kind of anecdotal experience? So let's dive into, these are the stats from April, and we're comparing them to previous April to find out how much the coronavirus and quarantine life has slowed down the housing market. So to start off with, home sales down 17.9% over April a year ago. That is pretty typical for what most agents, most of the people in our brokerage, on our team, have experienced something really similar. So again, still a lot of activity happening. It's down about, I was guessing 20%, so it wasn't quite 20%. But overall home sales in April were down 17.9% over April from a previous year. Median sale price is $206,000. That's actually up 11% compared to last April. So home prices have pretty much stayed strong throughout the duration of the quarantine and the coronavirus pandemic so far. So that's a good thing for sellers for sure. Inventory dropping again, 15.8%. We saw a couple of inventory drops in the double digits over the last couple of months, and I think the reason for that is, again, inventory tight anyway, but I think we're seeing a lot of sellers who have wanted to wait this thing out and see what things are like, and now are starting, as our state reopens, are starting to get more serious about listing. So I'm expecting inventory still to be tight in May, but we're seeing more sellers hit the market, more activity going as the state begins to reopen. So there's that. Average days on market, 38. So obviously still that's a pretty low number considering a normal market, a balanced market, if you will, which we haven't seen in a long time. You'll have 90 to 120 days typical on the market. So again, still a great time to be a seller for sure. I think we're seeing a lot of sellers start to hit the market, and we're all optimistic about how our state reopens. Obviously, all of our main numbers, what's coming up in June, is going to depend on how the reopening goes. As long as the curve flattens and starts to decrease, we should be good. Our expectation was that all of the spring market sales would then be filtered out over into quarter 3 and quarter 4. Obviously, there will be a little bit of a slowdown because of unemployment. We don't expect that to be significant at this point for our housing market data. So, super optimistic, feeling super good. We're seeing people start to get back out there. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, or you want me to swing by and chop your hair, I am super open. Actually, that brings something up that I didn't realize I was going to talk about, but one of my superpowers, and I only have a couple, and they're generally not very helpful, but one of my biggest and best superpowers is convincing people to shave their head, just to shave it. I have convinced multiple people in my life to shave their head, and then I have had the pleasure of doing the shaving. So if you need me to swing by, I can do one quarantine haircut, and it's just the bald look. I will do it for man, woman, child, pet. I don't care. Let me know. Hit me up, or if you have any questions about the housing market, let me know that as well. Otherwise, stay safe, stay healthy, be smart, and I will talk to you next time on Real Estate Genius. See ya!